Hello, welcome to Doctor's Portal. In this video I'm going to show you how to use some of the analytical features of this website. But before I do that, it's important to note that all of the data that is relevant to these features is collected when you add procedures and tasks to your logbook. So the important bits of information is you need to be recording the duration, learning experience, personal satisfaction and involvement. Now that I got that out the way, let me show you some of the features. So let's first go into personal analytics. So basically what this shows you is how your experience compares to that of others, as well as some summary statistics such as the total number of tasks you completed and the hours it took you in order to complete those tasks. So over here, this is what your rankings were or your ratings were for the various procedures and tasks you completed. Your personal information is displayed in the maroon bars. So in this case, 38% of the time you're saying that you are having a personal satisfaction of good. And the blue bar next to it is showing what the personal satisfaction is of the group. So that's the same thing for learning experience and involvement. Then up here we can use the filter to compare your experience to that of a particular group. So if we compare the user that I'm currently using to that of users at Pietermaritzburg Complex, we can then gain some useful information. So over here we can see that the average personal satisfaction, good, exceptional, of those at the Pietermaritzburg Complex is quite a bit higher than what this user is experiencing. But if we look at the involvement, we can see that my user is getting more freedom, gets to have more lead operations and do major support more frequently. So it's important to note that this data for now is fabricated. I'm going to wipe it clean, and then as you guys start inserting data, these charts are going to be quite interesting. And what we're hoping with this is that if you can see that your hospital is particularly weak in an area, you can now have some actual data where you can take to the appropriate bodies and say, you need to improve in this area because you're hindering our learning experience. So that is the personal analytics. Then we've got pretty much the same thing for hospital analytics. I'll just very quickly go into that. But the only difference is that now instead of this maroon chart representing your personal records, it's representing the records of the group or the hospital that you've associated yourself with. Then we have the personal leaderboard and the hospital leaderboard. So if we go into the personal leaderboard, it is simply just a log of the number of procedures that you have completed. So calling it a leaderboard probably isn't fair because you don't have much control as to which procedures you get to do. However, it's another good indication for you to see whether you're being exposed to to a decent amount of opportunities. And in this section you can filter, or you can rank it based on the number of procedures you've performed or on the amount of hours that you've spent doing those tasks. So before I close off, if you don't want your name to be displayed on this board, you can fix that by going to your personal information, where you can just update this alias name. And then once you've done that, whatever you display as your alias name will be reflected on the leaderboard. Great, I hope that this was useful. Thank you for listening.